Hello, and welcome to the Keeping Your Marriage Hot and Holy show, the podcast where we explore how to keep your marriage both passionate and spiritually grounded. I'm Chara Taylor, your hot and holy love coach. I'm coming back to you today with part 2 of Sex and the Silent Church. So if you didn't get to listen to part 1, it is the episode right before this one, and I encourage you to go and listen to it so that you can hear where we started. All right, so let me jump into part 2 on Sex and the Silent Church. So I'm coming back to talk to you more about this because I was thinking about how when the church is silent, it opens up the door for judgment. It opens up the door for other people to judge people's marriages because improper information is being put out there, and it's causing people to have error in how they see sex and how they experience sex and even how they grow and mature in the area of sex. I do a lot of content on social media, and I've been putting out some different reels about different things that you can add to enhance the bedroom life, especially as we age and as we navigate through the aging process, as our bodies begin to go through the different pauses of life: perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and even for men, andropause, or even, chronic health challenges and how these things take effect on our bodies. Sometimes we need to add things in. And so I do make content, and I make reels, and I post videos about different things that can help. And one of the topics that I absolutely love to share about is the benefit of using C-rings for men and couples to incorporate the constrictor ring into their bedroom time. And I know that everybody does not agree with what you have to put out there, what you have to say. Social media is a place of freedom of speech. You can say what you want to say. People can comment how they want to comment. But I had someone to make a comment that I didn't want to be disrespectful to them in how I responded. The comment alluded to that if someone needs a C-ring, then they are not a real man. And on the inside, I was burning up, frustrated with frustration, because I'm like, that's so judgmental. That's so wrong. You can't just say that. And this is because there's so many improper teachings in the church. So if the church would take time to address these topics, then women shouldn't be able to say that comfortably about a man, and men wouldn't feel so shame in reaching out to get help, because C-rings can be a marriage saver. C-rings can help out. All they do is constrict the blood flow so that the man can enjoy his time during sexy time. All right. And that doesn't make him not a real man. A lot of people have health challenges that they do not bring on themselves, that they have not asked for. Some things are genetics and they don't get a choice, and they need just a little bit of help. And just because someone needs help in a certain area does not make them less of a man or less of a woman. So I think we ought to be careful as the church when we throw out judgmental comments and remarks about things that we don't know, instead of seeing it from all angles, instead of saying, hey, what is this? How can this help? Instead of just saying, this person is less than. I think that it just really frustrated me. And all I could think about this is what is wrong with the church. People are afraid to say something because we have so many judgmental people talking. And because these people who are judgmental are comfortable putting their comments and their remarks out and their biases, then we have families who struggle and couples who are at home unable to keep their marriage hot and holy, unable to navigate through the seasons of challenge that come up on us because they don't want to say anything. And the churches are not bringing in professionals, medical professionals, sex therapists. There are Christian sex therapists, as I am one. There are marriage counselors who can touch on this topic and to help. The church I think that the church has an obligation to bring in people to talk about these different things and to have a platform for these type conversations, because Christians believe in their leaders. Christians believe in what their leaders are going to say, who they bring in, and they typically trust them. There is a level of trust with the church that can't be expected or found outside of the church for some cultures. There's some cultures who have no problem with seeking help, but there are a lot of cultures who really only tune into and lean into their church. And if the church is not providing it, then they are lost. I'm not saying it's the church's complete 100% obligation, but I'm saying that when the church is silent, when the church does not address this topic, when the church does not make this a priority, then we are a part of the problem with divorce. We are a part of the problem with marriages being unhealthy and marriages failing. We should open ourselves up to bring in people to make this a priority. We have leadership conferences. There's all kinds of conferences. We have wealth. We have healing and deliverance. All kinds of things for the people to come to. But then we leave out how to take care of ourselves and our families and things of that nature. And then people are just told to just pray. Pray and God will take care of it. Pray and God will. Yes, God can take care of absolutely every and anything. He cannot fail. But we must realize and understand that God uses people. He uses people, which is why we have the opportunity to go and get educated in these areas. And I really believe that the church, those who are leaders of the church, should do a little bit more in bringing in those who are professionals to hit on these topics. Gather up your couples, get them in a position and a place to have a workshop. If you can't do it any time of the year, then create some time. Follow the momentum of the year of the calendar. Do it around Valentine's Day. Just get couples together and help them out, so that one, they know that they are not alone, and two, that they do not have to feel guilt and shame about needing some extra help and some extra support. They can be encouraged to maybe get to a medical professional or somebody who can assist them in these areas. If we normalize the conversation within the church, then we'll see more people and more marriages become stronger and healthier, which in turn can lead people back to Christ. Because some people walk away from Christ because I done got married, this ain't working, I'm not getting ready to keep doing this, and then they fall away. So is the church being a stumbling block in some regard with not attuning to this topic and this conversation? I do believe so. I do believe so, because we have people walking away from Jesus. We have people not wanting to be a part of the church because of improper teachings, and because we won't lean in to show the benefits and the amazement that happens when you are in a covenant relationship, able to enjoy the complete freedoms of sex, biblically bound sex. Thank you so much for listening in. I really hope that this has resonated with you. I would love to have your feedback. Share this with a friend. Leave me a review, comment. If you want to reach out, you can reach me at my email, which is awakenlovemm@gmail.com. I would love to continue this conversation. I would even ask your questions. Do you have questions that I can answer or give feedback to? You have something that I said in this podcast that you may need more clarity on. Feel free to connect with me about that. I would love to have the conversation with you. Now listen, I am praying for you and your marriage, and that your 2025 is filled with blessings and favor beyond measure. And even more, I'm praying that your marriage is hot and holy. So until the next time, continue to practice being 50 shades of free and freaky, and keep it hot and holy. Thank you. Talk to you soon.